Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. And I've just realised we've put Halloween away and we haven't put this boo sign away, so that's the first thing that's got to go. It's got to go. Today is a video diary of me reading one book in one day. Today is Thursday. I've been off work. Well, I'm on annual leave last week and I was on annual leave last Friday. Went to Centre Parks at the weekend. I've just been having a blissful week of just having a lovely time. And that continues today, because today is a day where I'm just going to sit and read Monsters by Emerald Fennell. I made a video earlier this year where I talked about 5 books that I was sure were going to be 5 stars. A few of the books were 5 stars. The Other Bennett Sister, that was a 5-star book. I'm trying to think of the other ones that were on there. Some weren't 5 stars. But this was the book that I was supposed to read in October and I didn't get around to it. So I thought I would dedicate today, Thursday, as I've got nothing else going on, David's at work, to reading this in its entirety. Now, it is 8:30 and I've decided to read between, well, David doesn't get back till 7. So I think I want to read between sort of now and 7. So if I start at 9... how many hours reading is that? 10 hours, isn't it? So it's 340 pages. So I've got to read 34 pages an hour. So I've got this planner, which I'm going to use, because also there are, although today is about reading and finishing that book and telling you how I get on with it along the way, there's also a few other little bits I'd like to do today. I'd like to film my book haul for my channel, which I'd like to put up either tomorrow or Saturday. I'd like to do a little bit of exercise, although I've got this bloody twingy back. I don't know what it is, but my lower back is killing me. And it is killing me. And also we've got some of Christmas out of storage, and I'd like to maybe have a little sort through the jumpers and stuff and put some washing on. Just do a little bit of chores. So 34 pages of this an hour. I'm going to allocate them in my little planner down to what that means, at what point I've got to be on what point. And then I guess I'll go and make myself a cup of tea and I'll sit and read the first 34 pages and let you know how I get on. I'm quite excited about this. I haven't done like sit and read a book in a whole day in, honestly, as long as I can remember. So yeah, the pages are like, the font's quite big, so although 34 pages an hour sounds like a lot, I don't think it's going to be. And if I go over, then that's good, because that eats into the next bit. So yeah, and I think I might have a bath this morning, because I love a daytime bath, and I don't often get to trek myself to a daytime bath. So I think once I've done my sums for how much I've got to read each day, each hour, and made a list of other things I want to do, I think I might get in the bath and have a daytime bath. I can't really use a bath bomb though, because when we use a bath bomb, I like David, we both like to get in the bath. And David's at work, so it might just be a bubble bath. Anyway, I'll let you know how I get on with my sums. Come on then, little poo-poo. Here she is. We're going to do some reading together, baby. We're going to do some reading together. Oh, my darling. Don't show your bum hole. Censored. Meow. Oh, look, you're looking right in the camera. Beautiful girl. Beautiful, beautiful baby. So, I've made myself a cup of tea. I've got a cat on my lap. It's actually 5:29, so I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. That is too hot to drink. So let's start with the first 34 pages of Monsters by Emerald Fennell. The first chapter is entitled Mummy and Daddy and says, "My parents got smashed to death in a boating accident when I was 9. Don't worry, I'm not that sad about it." That's a good first line, isn't it? Let's go. You gonna sit down? I've just had to come in because I've just read a part of this book that has made me laugh so much. I'm on page 26 and it's I'm on page 26 and it's just been setting the scene basically. So we're following a young girl whose parents died in a boating accident, and she goes to live with her granny. She's very unusual, she's very strange. She's obviously very troubled by the death of her mum and dad, but she keeps talking about how she's not, etc. She lives with her granny, who's also unusual, has many allergies, lives by herself, won't let anyone come in. she goes to school and she's obsessed with her teacher and she thinks she's going to marry her when she grows up. And yeah, I thought this was a YA book. And anyway, now for summers, because her granny goes abroad for summers, she goes to stay with her aunt and uncle, and I think that's where the majority of the book is going to take place. So she's talking about how she doesn't sleep at all, and she used to have a imaginary friend called Malcolm, etc. She didn't blah 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 blah. So I'll not sleep all night until Aunt Maria comes and knocks on my door with her feathery knocks and tells me I have to get up. Sometimes I'm so tired I can barely move or think straight, but it gets better after I've had a couple of strong coffees from the buffet. Jean doesn't approve of 12-year-old girls drinking coffee, but truly, Jean can get fucked. It just made me laugh so much because I just wasn't expecting it at all. So yes, I'm very much enjoying it so far. It's very funny. The turn of phrase is very funny and like matter of fact. The humour in it is brilliant. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving it. So yeah, on to chapter 3. I've still got a baby on my lap. Boop, 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 boop. So I'll carry on. Jean can get fucked. That's so funny. Well, I'm really enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. I've actually read to 42 pages and it's just gone 9:30. I'm going to go and get some crumpets. I hope my crumpets haven't gone mouldy. I bought them for the weekend when we went to Centre Parks. It's now Thursday. They'll be fine in the toaster. I'll just pick the mould off. Why not? I'm really, really enjoying it. What I've just realised is that the narrator doesn't have a name as yet. No one's referred to her by name. What's happened since is that there's now been a body brought up from, so she's in a seaside town with her auntie and uncle staying at their hotel, and there's now been a body brought up, and she's watched the body with quite sort of morbid fascination be brought up from the fisherman's nets. And there's a bit of a useless police officer there, and a local GP comes along and things like that, and something has rolled out of the dead body's mouth and she's grabbed it to pick it up, so I don't know what that thing is, and now she's back at the hotel, and Jean, who earlier could have got fucked, wants to know all about it because she doesn't like it when she doesn't know things that are going on and other people do. So yeah, I'm really like, it's hilarious. Everything she says is hilarious. So yeah, a little bit ahead of schedule, which I probably will be even more ahead of schedule because I'm going to read while I'm eating my breakfast. Do you want to come with me so I can see how my crumpets are getting on? Yeah. Crumpet check. These crumpets are absolutely fine. They're a little bit hard around the edges, but they're going to be hard when I toast them anyway, so they can go in. I love crumpets, and I'm going to have them with butter and with, which is in here, excuse me, do you mind, excuse me. I haven't got Marmite, I've got Morrison's Mighty, oh, it's not even Morrison's, I think I got it in Morrison's, Grandessa Mighty Yeast Extract, which, oh, it's Aldi Yeast Extract, and do you know what? I think I might prefer this to Marmite. I always wonder, you know, like, crumpets is a good example of this, but also Marmite. Like, I've got these crumpets from Marks and Spencer. Marks and Spencer don't own, like, factories that make Marks and Spencer's crumpets, do they? They would just get them from a crumpet making factory. So, all the crumpets in all the world, they just come from like crumpet factories, and then some get put in Marks and Spencer's packaging for £1, some get put in Aldi packaging for 35p, some get put in Asda packaging for 20p. Like, how does that work? Same with Marmite, although this does taste different to Marmite, so maybe there is a yeast extract making factory, but like crumpets and things. And I think that about fruit and veg as well. When I worked at Marks and Spencer when I was a student, there was a guy there on my training who worked for a fruit factory the year before, and he said they all used to sit on a conveyor belt and they used to get given packaging and said, like, you're doing Marks and Spencer today, you're doing Morrison's, you're doing that. So like all the fruit is the same, but just for different price points, and you don't get to pick that. That's just decided by someone in a factory somewhere. Factory! Right, anyway, I'm making tea, still here, and I'm going to make crumpets. And then I'm going to continue with my book, as you can see. Oh, you can't see. It's 9:45. And yeah, it's going well so far. Ahead of schedule. Feeling pretty pleased with myself. My crumpets are in. I'm going to get on with all of that. Bye. Sit down, but don't mess the crumpets up. We've got no pillows here at the moment because the Christmas cushions haven't arrived yet, but we've put away all the other cushions, so it's really weird being on a sofa with no Christmas cushion, with no cushions at all. But I've got this, so it looks a bit stark, doesn't it? I've got my Christmas blanket and I've got my crumpets, and yeah, I think, oh, Minnie's here, come on, Minnie. Oh, I've put that on your bed, haven't I? She's got one of our cushions for the seats when I'm working from home, covered in a Christmas blanket, and she likes to sit on there, and she's coming round. She's not going to be very happy with me when she realises. Are you coming? Come on. She also likes the smell of Marmites. She's so tiny. Right, shall I move that so you can sit up there? We just like to be together, don't we, when we're in together? I'll move this. Sorry, guys. Oh, I nearly mucked my tea up as well. Minnie wants to sit on her bed. Sorry. Oh, so it's 10 o'clock. I'm ahead of schedule. 52 pages, and I was supposed to read 34 pages that first hour, so well done me. Is anyone else like obsessed with writing stuff down? So yeah, 52 she's read, so I'm a little bit ahead. Shall I even put how far ahead is that? So 40, it's 18 ahead, isn't it? Yeah. Go me. That's plus 18. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, so I've only got, well, so this hour, 68 I've got to read. Bubble in my throat. You coming up, Minty? I'm on 52, so I've only got to read 16 pages this hour, but I'm obviously going to read a bit more. Now, I want to get in the bath. As I said, I want a daytime bath, but I've got my Veg Box coming today. Almost every Thursday. Didn't have one last week because we were going on holiday. I have something called Kent Veg Box delivered, which is, I live in Kent, which is an area in the southeast of England. We have a Veg Box delivered every Thursday, which has vegetables in it. You can get a fruit and veg one, but I'm quite particular about my fruit. I need to work on that. Has veg that's not come from further away than 50 miles, so local produce, and you never really know what you're getting. It's just seasonal stuff, and that's arriving today. Now, whenever it's arrived, this is like the fifth or sixth one we've had. I'm sure they just leave it at the door, but I've always been here when it's been delivered. It's normally delivered in the morning, so it's probably going to be here any time soon. But I'd like for that to be delivered before I get in the bath, because I don't want it to be taken away and go and collect it from somewhere else. I'm sure they just leave it at the door. That's the worry, though, in case they don't. So yeah, so I'm going to read for a little bit. Hopefully my Veg Box will be here soon. And then I think I'll get in the bath, or maybe I'll change my bed sheets. I think all my Christmas bed sheets are dry, so I might do that if the Veg Box isn't here. What do you think I should do, Minnie? You coming up? Just see your little ears on the camera. You like to be near Mummy, don't you? Right, read a bit more. Very much looking forward to it. Crumpets were lovely, by the way. Absolutely lovely. Shall we read? I just wanted to give you another idea of like why I'm finding this so funny. Here's another line. It's so, there's a young lad that's turned up at the hotel, so the narrator's talking to him, and she says, "I'm an orphan," I added, just to get things going a bit. She's so funny. So funny. Oh, lovely bit of light. Bask in it, Minnie. Bask in it. Veg Box still isn't here. Like I'm a million miles from you. So I'm going to put on the Christmas sheets. I can't turn it inside out because that's how I put the duvet on. But this is what they look like. They are Christmassy. I would say they're maybe more wintry. They've got this sort of print. I'm coming. They've got like berries and things like that, although there is a bauble on there. And then on the other side it's the red from there. Often I get asked, excuse me, reversing. I get asked where our sheets are from. And this set that I'm about to take off, which I'll show you now, and this set that I'm about to put on, they're from Asda in the UK, which is a supermarket. This side, look, very autumnal. That's the end of that. And yeah, they wash up very well. They actually, I feel like they get softer and cozier the more you wash them. So that's just going to go on forever, warmth. My battery ran out just as I was doing my sheet changing. So all of these, I mean, normally Minnie loves to be here while the sheet changing's going on, but she's found herself quite comfy in the lounge. I also, although David's not a bigger fan, in the winter we go from having a ordinary cotton sheet to a brushed cotton sheet, which means things get cozy up in here. And David's not that big a fan of doing that. What I will say though, is you know I was moaning on about my little twinge in my back. Changing the sheets, that's one of the worst bloody things you can do when you've got a bad back. I don't know if it's angles, but it's definitely not very comfy. I'm going to put all of this straight in the wash so that it can be put away. I love a brushed cotton sheet. I don't know if it's quite cold enough for brushed cotton yet. It says that it's 19.4 degrees in here, but it's definitely getting colder outside, so we are getting there with it. The old twinge is going. Shall I just get on with this? And then you don't have to watch and hear me huff and puff. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I'm gonna speed it up now. Hey, the washing machine's on, I hope you don't mind. I really enjoy the washing machine sound. I feel like it's very comforting and also sort of oozes productivity. So I quite like the sound of that. Even the girl who lives above us, when she has her washing machine on, sometimes you can hear that going and I think, oh, that's nice. Anyway, it is now 11 o'clock, still no Veg Box. I've changed my sheets. I've put some of my washing away, but it's not all dry. We're in that hinterland, is that the word that I need to use? Between wanting to put the heating on because it's getting a bit cold, but don't want to put the heating on because it then gets boiling, and it just means my washing stays on errors for like 2 or 3 days at a time. So yeah, I've done a lot of washing these past few days. God, this is gripping, isn't it? Because we got back from holiday and our washing bin was full before we got back, so I think the only washing I'm going to do today is those sheets. So yeah, so now it's 11. I am on page 74 and I was due to be on page 68, so I'm 6 pages ahead. I'm gonna sit and have a little read. I'm hoping that the Veg Box will arrive in the next hour and then I can have that daytime bath that I keep going on about. If not, maybe I keep being badgered for my Christmas and birthday list. It's my birthday at the end of the month. So I might have a little look and put my Christmas and birthday list. I've got it written in a little book, old school, little notepad, and I might put it onto a notepad iPhone thing so I can send it to David and to my mum. So yeah, but that's if the Veg Box doesn't arrive. As soon as that Veg Box arrives, I'm getting in the bath. But yeah, let's read, have a cup of tea. I just realised, I didn't realise I did this. God, so many weird behaviour things that you don't realise you do until you do realise, and then you're like, that's weird. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll have a mulled wine Glühwein tea that I've got from Tea Pigs, and I was like, oh no, it's not before midday yet, so I'll just have normal tea. So I've realised that I don't have any other teas and like any sort of herbal teas and stuff until after midday, and I just have brown tea. So brown tea on the go. Minnie's taken my seat over there, which is why I'm here, and yeah, I'm gonna get on with it. I'm really enjoying this book a lot. Oh, Daphne du Maurier has been mentioned. I think I'm gonna get in the bath. I know. So, there was a knock on the door and I got so excited and leapt up, and it was a parcel for my neighbour. So no Veg Box yet. But I think I'm gonna get in the bath. It's 11:30 now. I'm on target. I'm up to page 102, which is how much I wanted to have read by midday. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go and get in the bath. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea first. brown tea because it's still the morning, and then I'm gonna get into the bath. I'm really enjoying this. Like, this is just so, it's giddy fun, but with like a completely really dark background. Like Miles in particular, the young lad who's also staying at the hotel, who the narrator and him are sort of like trying to work with, sort of in a kid's world, trying to work out who's doing these murders. He is dark. They've just like, the narrator's just said that they play this game where she walks along the cliffs pretending to be lost, and he grabs her and then pretends to murder her and pretends to like strangle her for like 5 minutes, and she says she's always covered it, and like she's like, yeah, and it's really fun. Sometimes it's a bit frightening and sometimes I laugh, and he gets really cross with me when I laugh. So there's like some really dark, horrific bits in there, but like hilarious and just darkly humorous. I'm really loving it. I'm already thinking about my Christmas list. I might put, there's another series of books that Emerald Fennell's written, I think called The Creeper or something. I think it's called The Creeper, and I think I'm going to put that on my Christmas list. But yeah, I'm really having a good time. So cup of tea, get in the bath. I literally bet the minute I put my toe in the bath, the Veg Box will be here. There's a lot of hype about this Veg Box. Imagine if it never even comes today. It always comes today. I hope it comes today because I wouldn't mind having whatever's in there. Some of it's part of my dinner. Anyway, let's go make a cup of tea. Oh, a daytime bath is just a treat, isn't it? Now, what I thought I'd do, there it is I thought I'd do a bit of baking. I've got some herbs to use up. I got some stay with me. I've got some tarragon. I don't know if tarragon's going to go with this. I've got tarragon and I've got chives. And, oh, there's 2 packs of chives. And I thought I would make, because I've got all the bits for, black pepper, cheddar and sage, but no sage, muffins from the Sweet Roasting Tin. You all know how much of a big fan I am of the Sweet Roasting Tin. It's just on 12 and I'm actually 21 pages ahead of schedule. So what I thought I'd do, because if you'd have seen on my Instagram stories, I'm currently listening to, although I have now found, the audiobook of The Christmas Chronicles by Nigel Slater. Here it is here, whereby Nigel chronicles the days leading up to and over Christmas and talks about winter and things like that. The writing is beautiful. I read it last year, but this year I couldn't find the book. I found it now. So I've been listening to the audio of it, and we're on the, there's a chive on the floor. We're now on the 4th of November, which I believe is called something like, I mean, let's find out. It's called
the 4th of November.
4th of November.
The Joy of Stuffing.
The Joy of Stuffing! There'll be no stuffing today, but Joy of Stuffing. So I thought I'd bake these and make them for my lunch, and then David can have them today when he gets home from work late, and then I can have some for lunch tomorrow. But tarragon or chives? Actually, looking at this tarragon, I think we might have seen better days, so I think we might be best to go with chive. Cheese and chive, that goes very well together, doesn't it? So I'm going to make them. Then also, I'm slowly work out what to do about. I might see if I can chop them and freeze the tarragon. Slowly working my way through cooking everything in East. I mean, I've done pretty well. Look, all of those folded pages are things I've done, and I believe I had bought all the stuff to make salted miso brownies. Let me just check. Chia seeds, dark chocolate. Have I eaten that dark chocolate? I think I've got it all. Dark chocolate. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to make those as well. So I'm going to make black pepper, cheddar and chive muffins. And then I'm going to make salted miso brownies. So today's Nigel entry is only 3 minutes 25, so that's not going to take very long. But I'm also listening to the audio of Fingersmith by Sarah Waters, which I am loving, and I've still got about 8 hours left and it needs to be finished by Sunday, so I need to get a wiggle on with that. So yeah, I think I'll do some baking, listen to some audio, and as I said, I'm 21 pages ahead of time, so then when I eat my lunch of these muffins, I can eat and read for a bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Do I show you guys me cooking? Little speed up again, like when I change the bed? Yeah.
turns to the clasp of my bag. The man watches and winces. Ain't you learned yet? He says. The handling of a lock. Don't prize it. What was I speaking of? She says, her eyes on mine. Of the ladies.
Well, these look nice, don't they? They're too hot to eat at the moment, but yeah, they look really good. I forgot that I was supposed to reserve some of the chives that I put inside onto the top, but I think they look really good. They look like cheesy scones or something. So I'm gonna wait for them to cool. I'm gonna go and do a bit of reading because I've got my glue wine now. And yeah, round here, do a bit of reading because I haven't done any reading, and I was going to tap on that, but I can assure you it's 10 to 1. So bit of this, bit of glue vine. Let's go. And there we go. A little bit of baking. The brownies are in the oven. They're going to take 45 minutes. These little muffin guys have cooled. They smell lovely. And look, I'm so pleased with it. They're actually maybe even a little bit too warm. Anyway, I'm on target. Obviously I was ahead, but I've slipped behind now. Not slipped behind, I'm on target. Literally, I should have been reading. I should be up to page 136 by 1, and I'm on page 136. So I'm gonna sit and eat my lunch and read this. Still no Veg Box. And then after that, I think I'll put a bit of makeup on and film a book haul. But need to get a little bit ahead, really. Again, still loving it. Getting even darker though, guys. That could be me Veg Box, but the real reason I brought you back is look at the inside of this muffin. I'm so pleased with it. I always feel so nervous when you make muffins, particularly the muffins from those books. Look, it says you literally need to combine it until you can't see flour anymore, and then you get a really nice light muffin, which is exactly what I've got here. But it's very hard. I just want to stir forever. Very nice. It's not my Veg Box. I think it's a man putting scaffolding up. When will my Veg Box come? I have filmed the book haul and I am now having, look at these brownies I've made. They are so gooey. I don't know if it's to do with the chia seeds that you put in. Oh God, they're absolutely delicious. And I'm reusing my glue vine tea bag because you can get another tea bag out of that. And this mug, I thought I'd use it. I think I've shown it off before, but this mug will soon be going into reservation while we get the Christmas mugs out. This is an Emma Bridgewater fireworks night mug. Isn't it so beautiful? I bought two. I bought David this one, Mugland. These are all going soon to make way for Christmas mugs. This one I bought David, and look, it's got all little bits inside, and then a little pumpkin on the bottom. And I wanted to treat myself to one as well, so I got myself that one. But yeah, it's on a Christmas plate, isn't it? I'm going to go and read some more, and then I'm going to edit my book haul that I've just filmed. I can't carry all this together. You're going to have to be turned off. Apologies. So there we go. Bit more reading done. Bit of Minnie's hair in my mouth where she's been snuggling me. And that was my, oh, it's Guy Fawkes Day tomorrow. Remember the 5th of November. I'm going to edit the video that I filmed earlier. I just went to reach this because that's where the memory card is. And then upload it. I think I'll put it up today, you know. I am on page 218 of this. Look how much I've got left. Not that much. More than 100 pages left though. Very much enjoying it. It's really taken a sort of turn for the creepier, rather than it was very sort of darkly humorous at the beginning, but the more I've read into it, the more like you're getting to know these people, the more you're thinking, fuck me, that's fucked up. But yeah, very much enjoying it. So let's get on with editing. And yeah, there's every faith that I will have this finished by the end of the day. Bloody hell, it's 3 o'clock already, but still, even so, I've every faith. Uh-oh, that editing took a while. I'm now 6 pages behind my time, so I need to crack on. I've got some sustenance in the form of another muffin and another brownie. That'll be 3 of them muffins I've had today and 2 brownies. To be fair, this is half of a brownie because the first bit fell off. I've already eaten that. So I've had 1.5 brownies. I'm now having half a brownie. And yeah, it's 4 o'clock. I've just set my video to come on as a premiere at 6:30. I'm still considering doing a few of the Vlogmas videos as premieres over Vlogmas, because then we can chat through, like chat in the chat about them as they're going up, and I thought that'd be a nice touch. However, previous years, that was something I was going to do today actually. I was going to do some Instagram stories about what people have liked in Vlogmas, just to get a bit of a feel for it. In previous years, I've always made my Vlogmas videos go live at 6:30 AM GMT, which means that a lot of people get to watch them in the morning. Now, I won't be available, look at this guy, I won't be available for chats at 6:30 AM in the morning, so it would mean changing a few around, but maybe I could do like the Sunday ones at 10 or something, maybe, I don't know. Thoughts down below if you've got them. But anyway, I better get down to reading some more and eating some more, because I've got 6 pages to make up this hour. I have had to put the heating on, because despite being in a long sleeve top with a top on underneath and dungarees and socks and a blanket on top of me, I'm still cold. So yeah, I've put the heating on and I've made myself another hot drink, another Tea Pigs tea, this time spiced pear. Very nice. And yeah, it's about 4:30. I'm on page 262. And I'm going to read some more. It's all sort of coming together now. Would highly recommend this, especially if you want a sort of page turnery, mental, sort of like disturbing thing. Not super disturbing, but like young adult disturbing as it is, except it's got the word fuck in it. Quite a few times. Oh, I'm warming up lovely under my blanket. Right, I am in page 306. Something really fucking gross has just happened. And yeah, there's only 340 pages, so I've literally got 34 pages left before the end. So yeah, and it's 5 o'clock, so I reckon I could be done by 6. I reckon I will be done by 6. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it, but pretty fucking dark, some of this shit, but I'm very much enjoying it. Enjoying feels like a weird word to say when you've just read what I've just read, but yeah. Onward. I finished it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's really disturbing and really grim in places, but so fun. The first half was definitely funnier, I think, because of like the shock value as well. Like going into it, I was expecting it to be, I hadn't expected it to be sort of as, for the older reader, I guess it's young adult, and in my head young adult still feels young to me, but yeah, but I definitely found the first half really funny, and then I was into who was doing these murders. It reveals it in literally the last few pages, so I was thinking this isn't going to be wrapped up, this isn't going to be wrapped up, but it was. But yes, very much enjoyed it. Emerald Fennell, she got a lot going on up there when I was thinking about Promising Young Woman as well, but very much enjoyed it, and I'd probably give it 4 stars, I would say. I would probably give it 4 stars. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. The only thing, there was a little bit in there which I do not get on with, where one of the guys in here who's like a bad guy is given like physical appearance, like he's got warty hands and things like that, and they talk about a witch being ugly and things like that, and I'm not into stuff like that. So that's the only thing that brought it down like by 1 point for me. But yeah, really thought it was good fun. Really thought it was good fun. So, that's that. 4 stars. My box still hasn't arrived, my veg box. I emailed them to say, is everything all right with my veg box? Normally it's literally here between 9 and 10. I've been outside just to check it's not been dropped off outside. It hasn't. And I got an email almost straight back saying that the driver's running late and it will be with me soon. If it arrives before I start editing this, I will put me opening it in, just because I've been going on about it so much. It would be weird not to have some resolution. If not, let's just hope it arrived. But thank you very much for joining me for my reading a book in 24 hours. I'm going to review this on Instagram now. And yeah, see you all again soon for another victory video. Goodbye! Guess what? just as I was about to edit, the box arrives. And what do we have here? I will link Kent's Veg Box down below in case you live in Kent or London or you're interested in this. This box is, oh my god, David is going to be, oh, this is the main exciting thing. This box is the £11 box. We get it once a week unless we're away or unless we've got all our dinners planned, and there's a 50% off voucher the first time you get it. So there's a lot of mud in here. So first of all, we've got a bit of the old purple sprouting broccoli, which I'm very fond of. All of the bags are dark biodegradable. Not much comes in bags. Oh, this is what I'm most excited about. Brussels tops. So there are Brussels tops here. So Dave and I are going to have a roast on Sunday and have it with Brussels tops. And there are a few little bonus little guys on there, so that's exciting. There is a Swede, literally as big as my head. Oh my god, it's so heavy. This Swede that will also be, I need to rinse that, don't I? Maybe I'll put it there and just let the mud fall off of it first, brush the mud off of it. Then there's also, oh, I saw these being packed. So this looks like a squashed cabbage. Oh, and you get a little bonus free spider with it. I'll put the spider back in there, he can go up to the bins. A flat cabbage, which I've never had before. So that'll be going in the roast dinner as well. Then, some sort of chard. I don't really know what to make, that's just normal chard. Some chard. And then a big bunch of very muddy carrots. So there we go. Roast dinner, ahoy. We're having vegetarian burgers, chips, and I was going to ask David to go to, maybe I could do, I don't know, what could I do with this that would go with vegetarian burgers and chips? I was going to ask him to go and get some corn. There's the another little bug jumping around there. Yeah, I have to think of something else to go. But now that is the end of the video. Goodbye.